Alright, we should be live, but let's see whether we are actually live. Actual liveness? Are we alive? Are you alive?
Are we? Yes. Let's see.
Who is alive here? I don't see anything.
Well, too bad.
Okay, I'll put the...
must be blind.
Okay. Alright, I see things happening. So, it's time for us to, of course, say... Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to... WAYPN.
No.
The weekly WAYPN?
The
weekly WAYPN. I'm Karl.
I'm Sonny.
And Sonny's alive.
Yeah.
Sonny is alive.
My guts did not betray today, yo.
No, not today, but yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday, like in the morning or something.
3 or 5 in the morning. I didn't get to sleep till 5.
Anyway, it's time for the reading.
It's Zach $2 Cooper. Not much happening on my forces. Got to do some work on the knits for my kid. My 9-year-old daughter is slowly growing her army, leaning into flying models with some big angry bugs sneaking up and munching up the...
Yeah, and this is part of the process. There's nothing much to it. You know, like, you make your models and then you paint them.
Yeah.
But, like, it is a necessary part of the hobby.
I do wonder if a Bubby girl will be painting up.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know
or
if Dad will be the one doing it.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, this might be like one of those Homer Simpson bowling balls things where, like, you know, he buys the bowling ball for Marge. and it's named Homer. You've never seen? Alright, you're not allowed for the speaking anymore. Let's move on to the next one.
A horse. His brushstroke.
Would you like to read it out for us?
Yes. One moment, I need to sneeze. Now that I've announced it, it's disappeared. Okay. I've finally finished my guide to painting wargaming horses video. Link. Featuring 8 different horse color recipes, multiple methods from slap chop to layering for you to find the one to suit you. Detailed references and diagrams. I've tried to design it to make it simple for you to use as a reference over and over again. Please check it out and let me know what you think. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I really like, was it the piebald one? Is that what it's called?
Which one?
No, it's Palomino.
Palomino.
What's piebald? No, piebald is the
cow horse.
Yeah, except those markings can be brown instead of black.
Well, there are horses with brown spots. I mean cows with brown spots.
And now brown cow. But yeah, no.
Brown cow.
The worst part about this is
I
messaged Brushstroke. He's like, I talked to him about it and we've been just so flat strapped. I'm like, you can put it up on WAYPN if you want. And he's just like, blink, blink.
Oh,
I have.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, I
see.
No, but like they're really good recipes, and like I like how he showed each of these
format, the way that he.
Oh yeah, I like the format too. I'm not sure if it's as YouTube friendly though, because like, oh my god, YouTube is an S show at the moment.
But if we go to his video, he's got like these chapters.
I know. I love the format, right? But, you know, does everybody else? I don't know.
YouTube bad.
Yes, YouTube bad.
Anyway.
Indeed.
Got the next.
Alright, so next up, we've got Chris Shah.
Fun little guy. Details were less painful than I anticipated. Very good. Is this a Warcry mini? It looks.
No, this is not a Warcry mini. This is a very old Warhammer mini. Like you can tell when you get in, like the details aren't as crisp, but they're a lot easier to paint. So you see how like the fur is a lot more indented. I think.
And he's got them on the square basis.
Yeah, but I mean, square bases doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah.
But like you see certain things and it's hard to tell. Like, for example, if you saw this face right here with the string going through it and that sort of thing, you wouldn't necessarily think that this is, a thing. But I think he did really well with the highlights and all of that. He says that he's going for tabletop, but it does feel a bit more characterful.
Yeah, I would say tabletop plus. Like,
yeah,
if he wanted to be character, perhaps he could push certain layering techniques.
Yeah, but I don't think that there's anything here where I go, all right, like that really needs to be pushed. Yeah, like everything's readable.
Majority of it is pretty much done with contrast paints, right? But everything is smooth application. Very smooth applicator. I don't think there's much pooling anywhere that I can.
Yeah, no. I'd say a lot of contrast work, yes, but. Like, I look at this and I really like it. I think what Chris does really well is doing other techniques in addition to doing the contrast.
Yeah.
So, for example, you see how he does the feathering on the feather, right? To bring it up a little bit more.
Yeah, to try to get those individual strands.
Yeah. And but see, like, the greater majority, you can see that same sort of tiny bit of graininess on the paint, which is the giveaway to it being a contrast paint. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that that's a telltale sign of it, right? And what I'm saying here is that I think he's done a really good job for what he's aiming for.
I also do think that the more saturated colors of
yeah, I don't. What it is. It's probably because of the mixed pigments.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but like the newer ones that are more vibrant,
like
your Imperial Fist yellow, all red. Those don't really have.
No, not to the same level at all. Yeah.
Righto. Well, I think you did well there, Chris.
Yeah, no, I think you did really well. I think there's some great looking miniatures, and as always, Chris, fantastic basing. Yeah. I have to say, I really like the way that you've done the basing. Like, it's very characterful, but it's not taking away from anything.
Is that me?
I don't know.
Like a... Oh, yeah, there. I'll just...
Okie doke. Alright, so next up, we have... Oh, who's this guy?
Who is that guy? I don't know him, do you?
It's finally here, Teikoku Diaries Episode 1. We're kicking off this new series by tackling something that's a little odd. Why does the Japanese faction in Warhammer just have the name that is just Japan? Nippon literally just means Japan. Teikoku literally means empire in Japanese, but there's a lot more cultural weight behind the word. And when Warhammer uses it in their old world setting, it opens up to a much bigger conversation about naming, meaning, and what makes a fantasy world feel real. The episode isn't about linguistics, it's about the way fantasy borrows from real world cultures and what gets flattened or misunderstood in the process. If you've ever named a faction, built a world, or just thought, that sounds cool, this is worth a watch. We also show off some of the minis of our homebrew Teikoku army, and no, they're not riding horses, but they do look absolutely gorgeous. Or so Sunny says.
Yeah.
So, let us know what you think in the comments. Alright, so after that, we have a Larray.
A Larray! Canoptic alloy on the armor. I like it.
Yeah, so...
What I do like is that blue, whatever blue.
That's not a blue, that's just the Zenithal.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Look at it. Just the Zenithal. Yep. See?
It looks so blue.
I think it looks blue against the warm sort of Hessian background.
A bit. But what is blue? I like it. Well, great, Larry. Done.
You sound so sad. But okay, I must remember not to do that again.
Okay.
All right. So next up, we have some more Larray.
Hey, got in a little unexpected painting session today, so here it is. I put down some water on the base of the mech a day or two ago. Now it's dry and I can go back to doing more with it. I added color to a lot of the little details, base color for a lot of the little stones to start matching them to the columns, brass casings, metal pipes and wire, blue helmet and color on the skull.
I think I was looking at the thing and I'm like, that looks a lot like a horse. I was like,
it is.
Yeah, and I was like, has he done up something else as well? Because Larry is known for doing this. And
yeah, he'll put like he'll have the picture of the thing that he's describing first at the back, and then the other things
usually he's pretty good for it. But I was looking at that and I'm like, I'm not seeing the mech, Larry. And then I realized it was Chris Sharover, and I'm like, because usually I'm pretty good with opening them all and getting them ready, but this time I stuffed up. But yeah, so please continue.
Brass casing, metal pipes and wire, blue helmet and color on the skull. Just base coats for now. I'll highlight and more later, but I did dry brush the metal plates with Viking gold and then lightly with Canoptech alloy to start an aging look. But more work remains. Finally got some skeleton bits in hand. So Joan Crawford is risen from the dead. Primed it black, dry brushed white, covered in skull linen, and dry brushed in ivory. Hey, Ducky, welcome.
Ducky is now number one, apparently.
Number one in the fans. Ay, number one fan. Look at that. Hey.
Alright. Anyway, so let's get back to it. As this clock strikes 12 and the moon drops lowest. Oh yeah, you can read the read.
Okay, wait, am I at the right one?
Yeah.
No, I need green readings.
Yeah, no, at the end.
Poetry.
Well, why are you taking the longest route to the end?
How do I go there, honey? How do I go there? Look. Honey.
You are the worst. You are just the worst. Here's what you do. Right? You open it in a new thing. Sorry, I'm just helping Sunny out, and you press backwards. Okay. And that would take you to the last one.
The clock strikes 12, and moon drops lowest out at you from their hiding place, like acid and oil on some man's face. He's
on a madman's face.
Oh, on a madman's face. His something tends to fly away.
Oh.
What is that?
You were very bad at this.
Sorry.
I'm going to move away. But before I do, I want to talk about the things. So, I don't think that river stuff really looked that good. So, he's trying out the Vallejo diorama water texture.
Oh, yeah.
And, I looked at that and I'm like, ooh, no thank you. It just looks like dried PVA to me, right?
Okay.
You take a look at it and you're just like, okay.
That one?
You don't look at things.
I'm looking at things. I'm looking at the big screen.
You are blatantly unaware of things.
The big screen I can see.
Yes, because that's got a delay. You should look over at this one.
All right.
But anyway, so I don't think that is really helping you.
Maybe it's still drying, honey.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I don't think it is still drying based off the way it looks.
Don't we also use the AK?
No, he's in Vallejo. We use something different, and I've sort of gone more to using resin now than I have these ones. But yeah, so mech's looking good.
But because it dries a lot faster and clear too.
It dries a lot clearer is primarily why I use it. The other reason is because I can do it a lot more, how can I say it? I can be done with it a lot quicker because lots of the resin, lots of the things will take a long time. Ducky says that it's a nice mech and that he likes it.
Yeah.
I think that the base is coming
maybe
up.
because you have a bias, Ducky. Huh?
Yes.
You've got a penguin bias. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Perhaps he does.
Yeah.
But I really do think with the skeleton coming up, the guys sort of come together a lot more. It feels a lot.
The base.
Sorry.
Oh yes, the skeleton. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like coming up from the ground. Nice.
Yeah. So I feel like it has a lot more to it now, but
Are there possums at the back, honey?
I'm pretty sure they're meant to be rats.
Oh.
All right. So next up, we have Krisha.
Yeah, Krisha. Brushstroke painting guides. Use some of your tips on this horse. Still need to do a dark tone wash to unify the highlights a bit. Not sure if it's dark. I wonder what color he wants.
I think he wants to do black, and like he's doing those strokes to make it look glossy when it will go underneath. Yeah, so I do think like there's a couple on the other side which I think are too harsh. Where is it? I saw it before when we were right here. I think that's a bit too harsh, but I think for the greater majority of them, you're fine.
I love the fantasy minis.
Why do you love the fantasy minis?
Just...
Okay, but why though? Okay.
It appealed to me.
All right.
Nice, pretty.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, it's a whip. I think it's looking really good. You know, I think, as per usual, Chris does great work.
It is quite interesting choice to do a black, because you normally see that.
No, they're usually white, but it could be that he's making it for the Chaos team. Like
the lady is.
I know. Maybe he's just making a Chaos lady. So next up, we have RJ.
In a bit of a mental funk the last few days, but managed to get some painting in last night this morning. A base/stand for a bust I'll be working on at some point. I really love them.
Yeah, no, the Viper's not the thing that stands out for me. So like, Viper looks nice, but I really like the way he's done the leaf.
The leaf is, looks quite real. Yeah,
it does look quite realistic, and that's the thing that I was drawn to. It's quite a weird mask. It's almost like JoJo's-esque with how sort of bizarre it is. Like, I'm sure that there are masks out there that look like this, but it just sort of put me off a little, you know.
Well, it is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes, that's why I said looks JoJo-esque.
Oh, I think it feels tiki.
Yeah, it does feel tiki, and I also think that he did a good job with it because he's done all the lines. All of those lines are manually painted in.
Yeah.
You know, and like, I think when you're sort of looking at it like this, you don't realize that they're manually painted in. You're just like, it just blends in and feels naturalistic.
Yeah.
Which I think is really good. And when the bust is there and this won't be the focus, of course they'll look a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us move on.
But I really like these Chimera busts because...
Is it a Chimera bust?
I'm pretty sure it's a Chimera bust because they often have things going.
Alright, next up we've got Luke Cassie.
Luke, I finished my Dungeons and Lasers Executioner. I filmed a video about the painting process, but I haven't posted it anywhere yet. If I get around to making a YouTube channel, I'll post it there. I want to see. Yeah,
and if you do post it on a YouTube channel, feel free to post it here. Like, the only thing that we ask when it comes to these sorts of things, don't just post your finished pics and then post your videos. Post your whips. Yeah, because like that's what this is all about. So long as you post your whips, feel free to post your videos here because we think that it's important
to show your works in progress because We're trying to beat the algorithm here with its need for showing only perfect.
Yeah. And so, he's done a lot more of his sort of classic things with these bold lines and such. And like, unless we're really zoomed in on them, I think it looks really, really good. I really like all of the work that he does. I think that his line work is a great feature, but I don't think that his rust is that great. Like, I think the reason why I don't really like the rust as much, right? I mean, it's fine, it's serviceable, but when you compare it to the rest of his work, like you got this great line work, you got these great defined muscles, all of this sort of thing, and then the rust just seems a little lackluster, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it could be. I don't know if I could say it's a bit lackluster because I think he's just trying a bit more tame for the piece, like not try to get it be too overpowering. Yeah, so I think I'm not necessarily against the way that it looks currently.
Well, considering it's a Dungeons and Lasers miniature and it's plastic, I think next time have a go with some Dirty Down.
Yeah, perhaps, but I think it makes sense for the drain, but maybe not the blade, considering you're an executioner.
exactly.
You want it sharp. But other than that, very well done.
Yep. All right, let us move on to the next one.
Oh, we have brushstrokes. Chance to win an amazing prize.
Is there?
Apparently.
Okay. But yes, he's giving away a whole lot of stuff because he reached
100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and we're really happy for him.
Yeah. Win, everybody.
All right, shall we move on to our next one?
Yeah. So we've got Alderic. I ran across this effect long before I hit upon my current army concept. It's resin art that uses dish soap to create these kind of bubble-like structures when it's finished. It makes for a really nice organic look that I think would really fit well for a Chaos or Tyranid-inspired base. My issue is I've long since shifted towards making an Ice World chapter of Space Marines. Should I make their bases an invasion of Chaos-corrupted world? Oh, okay. Should I make their bases an invasion of a chaos-corrupted world, or should I use these part of their homeworld?
Well, for me, right, it's all about story, right? It's all about story. What was your original intent? What story do you want to tell with these guys? So I'd think about that before anything else. So if they are, have like a certain story you have in mind, I'd follow that above everything else.
Just trying to think about it because it seems like he just wants to incorporate this.
Well, what are your thoughts?
Chaos Corrupted World. I think you should go for Chaos Corrupted. You want to feature this look, this sort of effect, because like with the Ice World chapter going in to their home world, I assume that it would be at an icy place, right? It doesn't quite show that off.
No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't show that off. But that's why I was saying, should they be invading like a demon world where we use this effect?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, all right, let's move on to the next one.
We've got Larry. Groundwork continues. Gave Skeleton a wash of Agrex Earthshade, then added dark earth splash mud to spots and around it. I think I'll be able to finish it next session, Gazgul's base. Finished some details of the tiny bits, added some rust effects to the metal plates, put down some blood around the skull and helmet, and a little trail to suggest the guy got shot in the head, and then had his block knocked off hard enough that the skin stayed in the helmet and not on the bone. Considering adding a couple of little things to represent torn skin, but maybe that's too much. But on splash mud to show, put on splash mud to show where I wanted the water to go and make the soil a little moist. I think I'll have to add more around the edges when it dries. The water is coming out of a broken pipe near the column. I may add some UV resin when this effect is dry to make it more clear it's bubbling out. I don't want to try making a spray because one, I didn't have it splashing against Gaskell's leg later, and two, it's hard.
Yeah, no. No, we shouldn't call plumbers something else. We just still call them the same thing. All right, and we've got a couple of comments by Rumble Roo.
Yeah, yo, all. And Rumble asks, what's with the crown? Gasp, I'm number 2. It is for being top fans.
Apparently.
Ducky.
So I don't know what to think about that splash mud, because it looks good over here, which is where I think it's intended to be. This one here particularly, but I don't know how he's going to show the burst pipe effect.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, are you going to have it bubbling? Like, you got to, imply that look somehow.
Yeah. Well, what if he just used the dirty down snot, because that's nice and thick, isn't it?
Yeah, no, Penguin's going to be away for a while, so
yeah,
no Penguin for us.
For us, yes. I'm thinking, what if he used the dirty down snot to come out, like to show like it's like biscuit. You know, because that's nice and thick.
Yeah, you could, I guess.
I guess you could use your Vallejo diorama effect.
Yeah, you could try that. I'm not sure. You're definitely going to need something to imply directionality, you know, in my opinion.
I just wonder, is it truly necessary to do that?
No, it's not necessary, but I mean, like, it's something that he wants to do, and it's our job to try and help him find ways to do it.
Yeah, I understand. It's just that if there's limitations with what he has.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Larry knows that he's got plenty of tools to use, shall we say.
He definitely has plenty.
He has more things than anybody else in the world.
This is true.
Alright, so I will read out my Member Monday post.
Yes.
It's Member Monday, #Member Monday. So, what makes a digital place? It's not the software, it's not the server, it's not the algorithm, it's the people who show up. Every comment, every whip, every bit of encouragement that you give to someone else, that's what turns this into a real community. That's what makes this more than just another hobby group. I want to take the chance to say thank you to all of you who keep this place alive. Whether you're painting daily, lurking quietly, or just trying to find the motivation to start again, matter. You're the reason the space works. With all of that said, let us give a gabagool. With all of that said, let us give a warm welcome to the following. And as always,
keep those brushes wet.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So next up, we've got James.
After finishing my Kill Team project last week, I was trying to decide what my next paint project would be. And over the weekend, I went looking for something I can buy and get started on right away. I somehow ended up buying the Lionel Johnson. I have chosen to paint everything separately for easier access. Well, I am curious because James has posted this project in his post in the Discord as well. I wonder if he's going to approach this as his first showcase level piece, or is he going to do it up to character level? Try his best. Because that would be quite an interesting journey.
What is happening over? I'm gonna have to see what this top fan thing is.
Yes.
Nonsense. Well, they've got the same amount of experience. Why is Rumble Roo number 1? Maybe because
I think
subscribed.
it's. I don't know if it's like based off of who comes first, technically speaking.
I do not know. I could not say. But what I do want to say is good luck to James with this project, because the line is a very intense project. I still haven't started my line, but I have put together my various kit bashes for the
for his veteran guard.
Yeah, for his veteran guard.
I keep calling it the wrong thing. It's
Blade Guard veterans. Question: Lionel Johnson with or without helmet? So I'm probably going to magnetize the helmets, so that I can try out. So Raven said that he did an update,
but 2 hours ago. Should we see, or should we?
We'll okay.
Save it for.
We'll see. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's take a look here. So no, you know what? No, we won't, because we'll have to scroll in all sorts of places.
Okay, sure. We'll come back to that. All right, next we have Tim. Shockingly bad at posting photos recently, but even with getting busy / overtime, I have been painting most days and finished a squad of 10. Put a lot of work into clothes and skin. Pretty happy with it. Hope my son likes them. Also started building my Bastillodon.
Bastillodon? Yeah. We'll have to take a look in the pictures.
I'm pretty sure you're.
Well, one would think that you put a lot of effort into.
I really like the cape, like how you're going with the cape.
You mean the way that he does that transition from dark to light?
Yeah, the lighting is very well done.
I think that it could use more transitions, because it goes very bright very quickly.
Yeah. So I think once he builds up the layers and has it all properly, I think he's definitely got a solid foundation. Looking very. Once he keeps layering it up and smoothing everything out.
This, I think, looks a bit better. Yeah. This one right here. But I'm going to have to see where this Bastillodon is.
Maybe that's the...
No.
He started building it. Maybe he's just saying that he
started building it? Perhaps.
Because I really... Look, check out the way that he's done the blue on the flag.
Well, I'll have to make my way back there. Okay.
Yeah, like just the flags, the ribbons.
Yeah,
it's so yeah.
This looks really nice here, the way he's done it.
Yeah, it looks like silk, the way that he's done it.
I really, really do think that, oils would help him out so much here. Just, separating each of those pieces, because I think they're so clean.
Yeah, it looks quite flat. Just putting in a black oil wash to go into the recesses of the
but when you say
banner.
When some people hear oil wash, they don't think what you're saying. Yeah, you're actually pin washing, which is where, for example, you just dot the black here, and it would run along there and a little bit up here, just due to what's called capillary...
Yeah, capillary action.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we...
The Bastillodon is the Ankylosaurus for the Seraphon. No photo. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tim, I think just doing a pin washing in the banner will really help it a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think my son really liked the clean look. I am honestly a little worried about messing it up so many hours when...
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we recommend oils, because what you do with oils is, so you'd probably spray this with a gloss varnish, then you do the pin wash, and see the great thing about doing oil washes is it's a reductive technique. So what you do is you dot the oil in and you remove where you don't want it with a Q-tip with a little bit of white spirits, and that won't affect the rest of the paint job. So yeah, like take a look into it, Tim, and it might be something that you might be interested in.
Yeah. If you're too afraid, just try it on any other model.
Yeah.
Practice, and then if you like the effect, go ahead with it. If you don't, keep it as.
All right. So next up, we.
Just say.
I like one of his lines in this.
Okay. I finally finished painting classic Hero Quest, including Sunny's stupid sexy Skeletor. I've also built, modded, and primed some Kingdom Death heroes. I found myself with an afternoon with nothing ready to paint, so I pulled RC off the shelf and got her built too. She was a lucky eBay bargain a couple of months back.
So, Sunny,
the Google eyes.
The Google eyes have attacked again.
But perhaps we can close
I'm not
for this.
I'm not gonna forgive for this one. You want to know why?
Why?
These are the classic Hero Quest models, and he barely has any lips.
This is
true. And he has these eyes that are like saucers, and I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah, Joseph. I think instead of redoing the eyes, what you can do is just take the skin color that you've applied onto his face and sort of paint over where you've overspilled and controlling the shape of the eye that way rather than like dotting, and it should actually fix things that way.
It's just I wouldn't be so mean about it, but it's just like on that guy in particular, like it's not great here on one side, but on the other it's not so bad. But with that wizard, it's like I just dropped some stuff.
It's quite funny because like you see that he has so much brush control with everything.
Yeah.
And then it comes to the eyes and
it's like ooh.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yep, sexy Skeletor is doing good. Doing good.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably because he doesn't have eyes.
Doesn't have any underwear either.
You know, it could just be high run underwear, you know. Like it's covered up by the girdle sort of thing.
Is that right?
Yes. That is correct.
Right, okay, I'll trust you.
But yeah, so like those are the heroes and they face off against all of this stuff, so that's why I think, you know, you really want to put those extra bits of effort into them.
I like the arrangement.
Yeah. I also like the Princess Bride quote on the side. I'll take the 100 on the left, you take the 100 on the right. But yeah, it's very cool. I do like seeing all. Ooh,
a video. And he goes spinny, spinny, spin, spin. I like it. It's such a good sort of camera opportunity here, though. Filming it going around, but get more cinematic.
I see.
But we've got lots of comments.
Sure. Would you like to read out the comments?
Okay. Rumble say Lionel Johnson with or without helmet. Yep, we know one. Have we read Raven one where he said, I just love the Dark Angel hood. So I went with the face and hood for my lion. Hard choice between the practical helmet head. Oh. And then we've read the Bastiladon one. At Raven, I prefer helmeted Space Marines. Gives them more mystery. Tim said he liked clean look. Yep. Like, looks nice and so smooth. I agree, Rumble. Helmeted Space Marines make more sense in a war zone, and I bet it would give more tactical data and protection. Love old school hero quest, Tim says. Raven say, it just came down to what I wanted to see the most when he goes into the display case, and I wanted the Dark Angel hood, and it is the lion, so felt it should be his. Tim say, I'm going to magnetize my lion head up. Not decide.
Okay, so I will read out. It's Kit Bash Week. Hashtag Kit Bash Week. For this week and this week only, we want to see your kit bashes. Any kit bashes. It doesn't have to be a current project. It doesn't need to be finished. It doesn't even need to be painted. All we ask is that you can clearly see the kit bashing, where the different components have been brought together to create something that is yours. So, why are we doing this? Because we're doing a video on the subject coming up, and we want to make you pseudo-famous, kind of, maybe, but we will credit you. So I'm going to tag some people who I know have done a kit bash or two, and, streaming tomorrow?
Yep.
What are you putting together this week? Make a post about it?
Yeah.
Alright, and then this was our Talk Tuesday, where... I forget what we did on Talk Tuesday. I forget who we are. Who are you?
Did we even do Takeover? I think we
did.
Takeover. I did the Farm
Maggot for the most part.
Yeah, and then started doing.
Alright, do you want to read out for RJ?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Something, working on something. I shouldn't be something. That's what he says.
Oh dear.
But I like the model because it got underwear all throughout her hair. But I am a bit curious.
Is that what it is? I look at it and I'm like, what is going on with this model?
It is undies that have been wrapped in with the hair, right? Because you see wherever the bow is.
I don't know what's going on with the hair.
I'm pretty sure it's like undies. But I am a bit like confused why he's painted him up in like that red, because it's not like the red of hair.
I think it might be leather.
I don't know. I'm a bit confused because, like, for the vest, okay, it makes sense for the vest.
Yeah, well, like you shouldn't have hair buns that big anyway.
Yeah, because there's wads of undies in there. You can see them, and there's undies in there.
What is your obsession with undies?
I'm not. It's literally sculpted in. People, chat, back me up, chat. Tell Cal, I'm correct. But I love how he's done the lipstick and the eyes, and the skin is very nice.
I think I think that the lipstick and the eye are definitely the features at the moment. I don't believe this is finished.
Oh no, it's not.
But like the eye and the lipstick, just really? Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Very cyberpunk aesthetic.
Yes, Tim, future kit bashes are not wanted, correct. No, it's more like usually we focus on works in progress, and what we're saying is, you know, if you previously done a kit bash and you want to show it off, now is the time.
Ducky. I did kit bashing. I dropped the model, and now it is bashes.
But yeah, I think the mouth is particularly well done.
Yeah. Tim says some people are too talented. That may be true, Tim, but perhaps it was also a lot
of work even. Where? What? Oh, no, yes.
It's Tomas?
Yes, it is Tomas.
Glad you're feeling better, Sonny. Thank you, Tim. I think barfing out whatever was in my tummy definitely helped set me straight.
Yeah.
Eat a bunch of raw garlic. Okay. Hashtag, should I read all this? Because it's a bit long.
Just read as much as you can.
Hashtag Kit Bash Week. I tried kit bashing quite recently and never made anything very excessive. My first attempt was modifying Space Marine Captain and Terminator armor from Leviathan Box by changing his power sword to chain sword and headed to one from Captain and Gravis armor. My second attempt was to make World Eater's Terminators more World Eaterish by adding them some chain fists. I have no idea.
He copied my idea, honey.
For the chain fists?
No, this guy.
What's this? But
the yelling at the telephone man.
But I thought that's just how he is meant to be assembled.
I did it. Me.
Okay, honey. Well, let's just keep going with all these different.
Yes, keep the reading.
You still want me to read?
Yes.
By adding some chain fists. I have no idea from where I got them. And those things they have on helmets that I took from spare heads of old Corn Berserkers kit. I made a whole team of 5. Some of you may remember my Iron Warriors kill team, their modified Legionaries kit. In their case, I mostly removed things rather than added, with the exception of the Butcher. Originally, he had a big chain axe that didn't suit Iron Warriors in my opinion, so I gave him a Thunderhammer from Death Watch Veterans Kit and scratched off Inquisition's emblem by other kill teams from it, as it would look weird on Chaos Marine. I also made some minor modifications for my other kill teams. Here is a picture of Iron Hand's Heavy Gunner with backpack arm from Chaos Space Marines, Havocs, and Corn Berserkers with parts of Anointed. Probably my most advanced kit bash are my Tempestus Scions. Those of you who ever built Scions kit know that it is actually 2 kits, but missing 5 sets of legs and torsos. I couldn't stand those wasted parts and decided to build Command Squad 2. Instead of buying another set of Scions, I got quite cheaply additional set of Tempestus Aquilons from Hivestone Box, and used them as body donors for my Scions. The remaining ones I built as regular Aquilons. The most interesting case is probably Commander, as he have legs from 2 different Aquilons. Lastly, I used spare Krieg parts to change the commander of still work in progress Lehman Russ from Cadian to Krieg.
So, there's a fair bit of stuff there.
A bit of stuff.
Yeah, a fair bit of stuff.
These Terminators, I'm not sure if it's the angle or what, but they look taller than Terminator.
I'm not sure, but I think there's a lot of usable ones in here. I really like this conversion right here, where it's the Corn Berserker sort of crown, I guess I'll call it.
Yeah.
Put onto that. That one you can see a little bit. A lot of the stuff is pretty seamless, to be honest.
Yeah.
You really wouldn't know that it's a kit bash.
Yeah.
There's just small bits here and there with some of them, for example, this guy with that thing there. But, with this one, he doesn't look at all like he fits the theme exactly. You don't look at this guy and you're like, oh, what's he about? You're know exactly. And when you take a look at some of these guys, like the Tempestus Scion ones, right? You wouldn't know that a lot of these are kit bashed, which is really kind of cool, And I think the fact that a lot of people wouldn't actually know about that, I think is kind of fun in a way.
Yeah, for sure. I think I like seeing Tomas's conversion, because especially when he uses stuff to make extra bit like that one. I like this.
It and just repositioning arms. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but I think it is really cool. Just small things making it really work.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to.
All right. So before we move on, Team say for sure. I don't mean it in a taking away from him way. Talent comes from hard work. Yeah, nah. I mean, not saying that you was just. I guess it's easy to think that people are super talented. We have to
work to get there.
Yeah,
I think what Sonny's trying to say with that is that, you know, like, you could make it too if you put in the work.
Yes. But I can still be envious, though. One of my best stages of a good kit patch is when you undercoat and all the conversion joints and changes are hidden and it looks like it was meant. Yeah, that's my favorite part too. Like once you prime it all up, it just all comes together. Like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, next we have Alderic. Hashtag Kit Bash Week. I'm working on customized Land Raider of my homebrew chapter. Besides that, I'm collecting bits from bit shops to get the look I want. I'll be adding pictures of which bits I'm still looking for based on website pictures I've found. The Storm Tigers. Worship machine spirits called the Power Equine. Equine. I don't really know how to. Equine. Yeah. Practice ritual self-electrocution through implanted circuitry. Enter their veterans sarcophagi into land raiders and only have 2 dreadnoughts otherwise. Have a gene flaw that makes those afflicted incapable of complex thoughts besides guilt and aggression. They are used as hyper-reactive guard dogs shrouded by mist and dazzle cam. The land raider will have a sarcophagus that I want to be able to display, so I'm turning the Raider into a magnetized cutaway model with the added benefit of being able to show off internals that usually don't see the light. While I'm at it, I also wanted to add a suspension that conspicuously missing on Land Raiders and overall make the model look as practical as possible. The skeletal horses are from when I still collected Tomb Kings. I still have some cutting to do to improve the pose. I added an eye with an iris cutout that I'll paint as if it were an additional camera feed hint more at links with the Priesthood of Mars. For my future marine models, I'm looking for feline pauldron bits from the Stormcast Eternals, certain World Eater bits to dechaosify, and very specific Goliath gang skull rebreather.
All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it on that one because we went through everything, right? It is just a post where he's going through his lore and that sort of thing, and I think that's fine. But at this stage, we do have quite a bit to get through, so we'll move on to the next one. Okay.
Next, we got Lance.
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's bent. Lazy, just didn't feel like correct.
It's funny going from one text level to the other. So Lance,
it didn't really look bent here until this picture.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that much of a big deal. I think that the blues have come through nicely. I think the way that he's done the fire effect is good.
I think he could use like a Gilliman flesh wash over the skin or something.
I think this is meant to be like a super pale character because that's something that they do in D&D a lot, where they have like the raven black haired like super paled
character.
Yeah.
Maybe a thin, like if you thinned it down a lot or something.
I don't think so. I think like if you wanted that, maybe go with a purple wash instead. Oh. But yeah, so with all of that, like the only thing that I really have to say is I think that the pants could use a little work.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think because he's going for tabletop, right? And we got to accept where people's goals are, right? But I think that the pants look a little off compared to everything else. Don't you think?
I guess it does look a little bit more pooled.
Yeah. Like everything else is done with nice bright highlights and that sort of thing. Whereas this sort of feels a bit off. I feel like I know that he's done and he's not going to do this, but I feel like just go over the raised areas with a cream color and be done with it. not necessarily do that much, but I really think that would help a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so Tim asks, the pants are off. So when you take a look at things, Tim, there's a couple of things that you got to consider, right? Does the model look consistent? And that's what you like. We're trying to give advice for people that will help them become better painters, that will help them reach their goals, right? Now, if you're just trying for tabletop, like everything's readable here. So he's reached his goal, but the pants don't have the same look as the other objects here. You take a look at the other objects here, there's either highlighting or there's some sort of effect or things of this nature. But then you look at the pants and they look considerably different to everything else.
I also think that he should... If you could go to the previous picture.
Sure thing.
Okay, so you see how the fire's got that nice bright yellow underneath and it's sort of spread out a bit more?
Yeah.
But at the front, it's just all red.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should reintroduce some more yellow into the...
I think at the front that's an orb.
Yeah, but like in the flames, because it's just red.
But anyway, we will move on from Lance.
Yeah.
And we have more Tiki Torture.
Oh, yeah. Still very much a whip, but I feel like this is a good representation of how small, subtle changes at the end of non-metallic metal can really bring it to life. I still have the next final highlights to add to really make that metal sell.
Yeah, I do think that the metal does look considerably more metal now.
Ah, okay. Didn't realize that was going for.
Yeah, I think it's very subtle though. I think it's also because there's a lot of browns.
Yeah, a lot of browns compared to that.
And I think that like they're not real deep browns. They don't feel as woody, right? If that makes sense. All good. Like I do think that there is significant progress in the golds. And I do think it does look a lot better. But like we were saying before, it's about that point of comparison.
Yeah, because like I think you bring up a good point. Like because when you're doing non-metallic metal and you're using browns essentially, right, to create the illusion of gold, browns and yellows
is what you use.
Yeah, correct. And you've got such a brown backing, and then you've got brown wood everywhere. You have to really work twice as hard to really push the contrast between because you're trying to create a contrast of kind with the same textures, right? You're not using like a different gloss varnish over matte varnish or anything like that. You're using the same materials to try and create a contrast of kind. So that's going to take. Yeah. Other than that, I think it's coming along.
All right, let's move on to our next piece, which is done up by Dino.
Okay, hello.
Dino Nut.
My most recent project. Wow, it really does look quite like...
I think it's meant to be a djinn.
Oh, a djinn?
So, no, hold up. There's... sorry, not a djinn, an Efreet.
Efreet.
Efreet are the fire demons. So there's like a couple of various evil demons. Well, I shouldn't say demons. Like they're creatures of the spirit world, but the Efreets are meant to be evil. There's like spirit of fire, spirit of that is very cool. It's a cup holder. That is also a dice roller.
Oh, wow.
That's
smart.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
That is a 3D printed item, I believe, in fact.
Yeah, it does look like a 3D printed
Very
item.
nice.
But I mean, still, like, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a look at it. I think it's just designed for the D20. It's not designed for like rolling multiple dice.
Oh, like just the one.
Yeah. But still, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is quite interesting. The snake lady.
Yeah.
Like,
is that an effect paint?
I don't think so. I think it's just like a green metallic.
Oh, like a green metallic? Yeah, because it looks like it's shifting between green and yellow almost.
Yeah, I just think that it's quite sort of bold.
I think this was a great use of effects paint when you're working with like a snake.
Yeah.
And you want to show that sort of shininess of the scales. I think this worked.
Then we've got, I think this is meant to be like a platinum dragon.
Oh, a platinum.
I'm not sure, but I do believe so.
It is quite funny that you've got metal dragons.
The metal dragons are meant to be the good ones, but I don't quite like some of the newer dragons. Like, I feel like platinum dragons, like, there used to be this very clear hierarchy where it was, so for the chromatic dragons, it used to go, I think it was white, green, black, blue, red, and for the metallic dragons, it was brass. So there's, I'm trying to remember what the other metal was. There's brass, because it's not bronze, because bronze comes after that. And there's bronze, silver, and gold.
So brass, copper, is it copper?
Yeah, so it goes brass, copper, and then it goes, bronze, silver, gold. Yeah. And when there's the newer ones, I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, but I've got the Specialer Space Marine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not commenting on the paint job at all, because I think that looks nice. I think it does its job. It's very sort of like...
It's very cool.
Yeah. It's very tabletop though. But this one I feel was really nice. I really liked this one.
I think for that one, what is it, an F3 you said?
Yeah.
I think just to improve it even further would be to introduce some reds within those lava lines. Because right now it's just like, not the worst, but like I think it's sell that.
Maybe, yeah. I think you're probably right on that. But that's still very cool, the drink holder.
Yeah.
But let us move on to our next one.
All right, we got
and
more from
that comment about the hierarchy of things, it had nothing. Yeah, see, I told you it was an evil aligned one. I knew it.
How do you know it? It doesn't look evil. Oh, I see. My evil aligned Elise Ducard to be used as a chaos sorceress. But she doesn't look evil.
Why not?
She's wearing pink.
She wears pink, so she's not evil.
Yeah.
Okay, I know how to get out of my next murder charge. Just, wear a pink dress. Be like, I can't be evil. I'm wearing pink. I do, however, think this one needs a little more work, because we can see some of that pink coming through on the black here. You see?
Trying to see. Yes, yeah, it could be cleaned up, but it's so minuscule.
No, I like usually I don't give Chris a hard time on anything, but like here, I do think that that's necessary. Taking a look, I think that the horse might need a bit more work. So I think he's cleaned up most things, but I think like the whites are too bright.
Yeah, I will have to agree. The highlights are
I
you could go in with like a black Templar, or
that's what I was going to
just
suggest. Yeah,
a thin coat just to bring it back down a bit.
Yeah.
And then I think you're golden.
Yeah.
Maybe this is still his like sort of building up his values.
No. This I can tell the difference between his finished ones and his not, because I think like this stuff looks good here, but the values are just off, right?
Yeah.
Like I really like the way that he set all that up, but it's just too bright.
But yeah, it's so easy to over highlight with.
But you know what I do
and
think?
stuff.
I think that maybe he should go for a different coloured horn.
Yes, I agree. I thought maybe like a bone or something.
Yeah, either a bone, or I thought a gold might be quite nice.
I was actually considering like a silver.
Well,
if you wanted to do.
Yeah, no, because like that's what I was thinking about before there.
Yeah, like gold kind of makes sense because it makes it feel that much more incorrect. Like,
sorry, I just have to read out Rumble's edgelord comment. My Space Marine chapter is called The Emperor's Edgelords, consisting of a single Marine because he's so strong you can only field one. Rumble. But you know what I do have to say is the basing is absolutely beautiful.
No, honey, no. It's absolutely sensational.
We may have been watching some cooking shows with some
British
British
old Englishmen cooking.
Oh, what I love is
floaties with a potato.
Where he goes, we're not trying to be professional. Here's your professional one.
He contradicts himself so much in that video. It's like it's so funny. It's like, we're not going for restaurant quality, but like it's restaurant quality.
Imagine if you got this in a restaurant. Lovely,
absolutely lovely. Oh man!
But yeah, no, I really like the reason why I'm giving a bit of a hard time on this one is I think all of the rest of it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Like there's. So I really love the ivory. I really love everything. Like I like the way that he's done that very sort of painterly style with the highlights.
Yeah.
I like her stuff. They like besides these minor errors, right? Where it's like just fixing up so that you get the pink and like the value difference on the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks nice.
I think he should go in with the eyes, make it like dark again, as you know, brush stroke.
Well, we'll see if he does anything with it because he might just be like, "It's done, it's finished, I'm done, I'm gonna step away."
Yeah.
But like, the reason why I bring this up is I think that Chris is very talented, right? And I think that he's been making just an absolutely fantastic Chaos Army. And I think if you're going to go the extra yard and put a Bretonian into it, like an evil themed Bretonian, like why not? Why not put that extra work in? And yeah.
But yeah, I do love the base. I love the color.
I think it looks really nice. All right, let us move on to...
we've got Paulo Garces.
And I do believe that he is posting from somewhere else.
Yeah, so
he doesn't love us.
Some old school orc ships for Battlefleet Gothic.
Yeah, but they do look very nice.
Yeah, I love the OSL.
The OSL is very nice, but like the details are...
Yeah.
Like considering how small these are.
Yeah, like it's insane. Must have spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to paint one to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so incredibly detailed. There's so many things going on with these with ships.
It's very interesting seeing the way that he's done all of them up.
Yeah.
I think that looks very cool. But as you don't love us, Chris. It's not Chris.
It's Paulo.
Yes. Machi Nation, apparently. we will have to skip away. But I really do like the way that he did the red to yellow in those things to make them almost look like these glowing eyes.
Yeah, it's very red hot. I see that in the...
Do you say Mr. Hotman?
Ah, Sifu Hotman.
Sifu Hotman. All right, next up, who's this guy?
Who is this?
Should we go on the Discord and see if there's anyone there? If anybody wants to comment,
is it your finished piece? It's not your finished piece.
No, it's not my finished piece.
Should we go on once it's the finished piece?
Oh. I'll see. Well, we'll take a look. So, this was just pretty much him all done up. I do know that Sonny took some different photos here, but yeah, I think this was with the dirty down gore, and I really didn't like it. I think this was my biggest mistake of the project. I wasn't happy with it at all. But yeah, I do, however, think that my mac and cheese leg is definitely the best part of the project. So let us move on to.
Yes.
Well, you said I got to wait till it's the finished one, and then I can go on.
Yes,
and then maybe people will say nice things.
Got Corbin.
Or maybe they'll criticize. Or maybe...
Having so much fun kit bashing random units with spare bits from other kit bashers. Might have to actually paint them soon. Lol. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really liking these bashers. Look at this base. I love the base. What's going on with that base?
It's just cork, and he's just like painted black over the top of some of those areas. So he's just sort of putting it together, sort of thing.
Yeah, I know that it's cork. I wasn't sure what this.
I think he's trying to do that to sort of like make it less cork-like.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that he's doing good work. But I do have to say one thing. I'm sorry, but from this angle, it's like all I can think about is Yugi. It's time to do. You know, he's got like the card slider thing from his arm.
Which card game show?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh. Because there's a few card game shows like Vanguard something. Card Fight Vanguard.
Yes, Card Fight Vanguard. Walks into fast food restaurant. Can I have a mac and cheese leg combo? You have upset Sunny now. You have upset her. But let us move on. I think those were some fantastic kit bashes. I really like them.
Yeah, I like some of the ones on the Discord as well. I thought it was quite cool. Some of the Space Marine. Right, we got Lance. Now here is a sculpt more to my liking. A big old bull. Minotauro. I think he could improve on the horns though. It's looking a bit bright.
Yeah. I think they're quite stark, and like the meeting point makes it look a little off.
Yeah.
You could just get some contrast and like pull it back.
Yeah, like sepia.
No, like just like what I would probably do is if I wanted to do these horns, what I would do is I'd go like here all the way to the bottom, a sepia, and I'd let it pull, and then from there a bone color, and then maybe a 50-50 mix of the Cygor brown with like the contrast paint mixed medium, and then just... But if you just wanted to do it in one shot, you just get the skeleton contrast horde and just bring it all the way down and just let it pull around the edge. But like, other than that, there's this bit right here where like all of the sort of stuff has pooled. Now, the way that I would cover this up is I just do a red stroke here, right? And then
Make it look like blood.
Yeah, I put blood from the blood god over that to make it look as if like that's discolored fur.
Yeah, because I thought that was some sort of fluid.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really question it or anything.
Yeah, but I like the minute you look at it for more than a second, you're like, oh, yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it looks good, Lance. I really like the basing in this one. The only thing I have to say is why does he have a chip on his base? A very big chip.
He's got a potato chip.
Yeah, he does have potato. It's a delicious. Look at it.
It's very delicious.
I can feel my arteries clogging looking at it.
Lovely.
It's just lovely. But yeah, no, I like this guy. I think he's very cool.
I think I know why. It's because it's steak and Guinness pie.
It's all right. Next up,
absolutely sensational.
You know what? I realised I haven't liked a lot of these posts. I'm gonna have to go back and check that I have loved it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go back.
Gas.
Gotta give it the gas tonight.
It's been a while since I posted anything. Between lack of motivation and a 2-week trip across the Atlantic, it's been hard to get anything. But I just finished a Foxglove pop socket for my wife's new phone. Oh, a pop socket.
I don't know what a pop socket was.
So
I was waiting for you to...
Okay. Is something that you put at the back of the phone, and you can pull it out, and you can rest your hand like this, honey, so that it hold your phone without it falling off.
It sounds very odd, and I don't like it.
Oh, that's what it is. It's a pop socket.
Just have a normal phone for
you just stick it on there. Stick it.
I don't like it.
So that when you pop it out, you can also rest your phone like this.
No, I won't. I won't accept it. I don't accept this.
Well, it's very pretty. I like it.
It is actually very nice. It's nice to see some
I wish
normal
my husband would paint my things.
My models are jealous of the potato chip. I make them go hungry for better in-game results.
Oh yeah. You know, it's like in the video games, you gotta get health, right?
Yeah.
So that's the health token. He just automatically has better
I'm
health
just hoping
stats.
that you don't remember something when it comes to basing.
Well, I won't remember it because you told me to forget.
I didn't like this post especially. I thought this post was dumb. But you know what? I'm going
Why
to...
you don't like it?
Because we have to join the Discord to...
Oh, we have to
this
join
one.
The Discord, eh?
Yeah, we do. It's necessary. So, if you guys want to join us on the Discord, jump in. And yes.
this is where we wait, and this is where we find out nobody will come and see.
No one will come?
No one will come. No one will see. No one cares.
Okay, so... Yes. Alright, so here is the Necro Monolith. Should I read it out?
Sure.
It's Throwback Thursday. # Throwback Thursday. Remember this guy? I remember. Here he is in all of his glory. Finished the base. You can barely see. And I glued him together.
Raven says, don't have my mic ready. Next thing someone else will say, I haven't showered. I can't come on to the talking place because I haven't showered. Someone else will say, I'm leaving for work. I would, but I have children climbing on me. See all the excuses?
I see the
excuses. You see the excuses.
But yeah, no, I think it came together very well.
Yeah.
I realized that it when we took the photos, it was one of its lean settings. So you can turn this thing, which is a little nerve-wracking at times. Like my brother said that when he saw it move, he didn't realize that it could move that way, and he said that his feet tightened quite severely when he saw it. And I was like, brother, why do you say such things? And then I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I understood nothing that you said because you were laughing so hard.
Oh, okay. So Alfarius said, my sphincter tightened quite a lot when I saw it move because he didn't know that it could move.
Yeah, it's just like,
and he's like, no.
Yeah.
This is the only part that I don't know about, whether we should have kept it wide or not.
I did tell you it should be done in the Tesseract.
Yeah, I considered it. I did consider it, but, yeah. Brother, may I have some spin?
Oh, Ducky. You've got a great sense of humour.
But yeah, no, I think...
That's why you're attracting all the ladies, eh?
At
wink,
the mall.
Wink. At the mall.
You can tell us about the mall lady. Because now...
The mall lady!
Well, he's...
You make him sound like he's gone off to do some really questionable things at the mall.
With mall lady.
Mall ladies. Oh.
Yeah, no, because, Penguin's not here. You can talk to us.
You can tell us...
You can tell us about mall lady. Oh, yeah.
Look what he's the sneaker peekaboo.
What's that emoji called?
It's like shy. I don't know what it is.
Your brother is called Alfarius for real? No, we just say that so that we don't say his name.
That's his code name. Like my code name is Sunny. Cal's code name is Cal.
But in reality,
Alfarius is Alfarius.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it came up really well. I really liked this bit.
It's a very photogenic model, I will say.
Yeah, no, but this is my favorite bit right here. This because that black is so crisp.
And it really shows the high tech.
Yeah.
The high tech thing when you've got that matte against the high shine.
Yeah, the very bright highlights, yeah.
It's called banking. Okay.
Banking.
This is the Bank of Necron.
Hello, just come right through here and you can collect your money. Oh, right through here? Yes, right through here.
Just so you know, we charge 25% interest for all money collected.
All right, well, I'll let this one roll out, and if there's nobody in there, I guess nobody loved us.
Yeah, nobody does, honey. Didn't you know?
It is because it is a members only area, so I mean it is exclusive. It is exclusive, but yeah. Anyway, so shall we move on?
Yeah. Tim say I assumed so, but the gullible part of me was like, well,
maybe. Well, the funny part was in the Alfarius episode, lots of people thought that I was just talking to myself.
But you can tell the slight you can tell the difference when you are speaking and when Alpha.
All right, so we have another
Except
throwback.
For when you say things at the same time, then. But yeah, all right, we've got Larry. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. Not sure if I've shown this guy before, but the advice video made me think about him again. He's important to me because he's a turning point. It's not just that he's called a librarian, not just that he's the first Games Workshop model I ever painted, but that he changed everything about how I paint and my painting mindset. I had started erratically to paint again because someone close died and I wanted to fill empty hours. But all I did was move a brush over a figure. Painting, yes, but just pushing pigment over things. Pointless. But for whatever reason, I needed the Leviathan box, and I pulled this guy out first because he was called a librarian and had a big axe. I had no idea what any of that was, but I liked the name, and something about it moved me to really paint it, to do things I never had before, to push myself past my skill level, to improve my abilities. Something less than a year later, I found this place. And all you guys have really helped keep my motivation and my enjoyment going. So thank you. Feel the heart, honey.
It's time to read the comments.
But my heart, I feel the things.
Don't go crying on me.
I'll cry.
Sunny cries at the drop of a hat, and then it's very upsetting for me because I'm like, don't cry. You know that it affects me quite badly. And she's like,
It's not something I can control.
Read the comments.
I'm reading.
Woman.
I'm reading. I'm nearly finished. I'm really nearly finished Deliverance Lost. Great book. Also has some Alfarius characters. A librarian. Does he attack people with that don't return books?
Yes, that's what I assume he does. He's like...
You're probably right. I mean, when you think about it from the perspective of the law, librarians are the only ones with special access to the Black Library. No, not the Black
don't
Library.
worry, Ducky. The mall lady will help you with your 40k experience.
Oh, sure. Honey. Don't tease him.
That's our job. Isn't that our job?
No.
Teasing people?
To encourage. Encouraging.
Encouraging.
Yay. Ducky, are you a 40k expert? My Warhammer knowledge is lacking. The Black Library late fees are awful. I
know! Alright, speaking of Ducky, we have ourselves a penguin.
A beloved penguin. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. After 6 months of painting, planning, and storytelling, my Stargrave project is finally complete. Each model reflects the mood of the day I painted it. Some turned out better than others, but I aimed for a cohesive look throughout. But such is life in the periphery. A little chaos, a lot of character. This project was a blast, and I can definitely see myself committing more time and resource to Stargrave in the future. For now, though, I've got another exciting project lined up once I'm back from my work trip. My question for you is, will you be playing Stargrave, Ducky? That's my question.
Ducky, will he be playing Stargrave with you?
Yeah. I want to know if the Ducky and Penguin will play.
Well, actually, I want us to do up the Stargrave. Sorry, not the Stargrave model. It's the Frostgrave model.
Uh-huh.
Why you hold your hand to my neck like this? You're like, I want to hold you by the throat. You're
not getting my reference, are
No,
you?
I'm not getting your reference. Not at all.
It's the guy with the sunglasses and the chick. The meme, honey. The guy that explains things to the girl. Oh my god.
Oh.
So behind the time.
Look out the comment.
Anyway. My chapter will have grossing guards and receptionists alongside the librarians.
Grossing guards?
I don't know, that's what he said. Grossing. I think he meant to say crossing guards, but he used G instead of C.
They will not like the Nurgle models then. The grossing guards. But what I do want to say about Penguin's project here is it's been really lovely seeing it all come to life.
It has a very 90s feel. The color choices?
No, I'd say more like 80s.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, more like 80s. Like, it's sort of like almost A-Team like,
Sorry, A-Team?
A-Team, it has Mr. T. They have a van. I like how you look it up. And
Is the one?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, not entirely. I guess this one maybe. But...
Yeah. I like how one of their members looks like Mr. Rogers. Anyway, let us move on, and we got
the A-Team van. That's what Ravens.
Yeah, can we get back to the the other thing so that you can read out the comment?
We got Tim. Throwback to a few months ago, but also fits the conversion theme. The old Seraphon Codex had a rule to take Wildosaurus, and their ferocity gave them an extra attack. So I thought I modeled this wild version. Some with 2 heads, others with 4 arms. Then they changed the rules. Oh well.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw this very thing in your kit box.
Oh, you're talking about my kit box
Yes.
when... Yeah. No, I got that.
I like the lizard men.
The Aztec stuff.
I like the lizard men because they've out of all the factions got the most interesting shape design with their weapons being square.
Yes,
It's cute.
they're well, like, so they're set as very reliable because they are the traditional enemies of chaos.
Yeah.
So, they are the direct servants of the old ones. This is a very interesting leaf that you put in front of some of these ones.
Where's the leaf? You mean the big leaf?
Yeah.
I think it's like cute because it's a little wreath for your base.
You know, what I find hilarious is the way that you describe things because, like, I can imagine you being in a Warhammer store and causing a lot of trouble for some people, right? Because they're just going to be like, yeah, my Space Marines are the toughest, right? They've got guns made of death, and then you'd just be like, oh, it's cute. Look, he has a little friend. He's got a little friend. They're just it's not cute. I'm like tough and stuff in my mind.
I like it. It's an interesting touch. Not many people have base wreaths.
Yes.
I like it.
All right. Would you like to read out the comments before we move on?
Ducky say we're about 1,000 kilometers apart, which makes visits a bit tricky. Oh yeah, forget that you guys are.
It'll be something good to do while you see one another, because when you see one another, you can spend all day playing the game, but like it's not really about playing the game.
It's about an excuse to spend time.
Yeah, it's about an excuse to spend time with each other, and it fills the space, because if you just talk, it feels very exhausting.
Yeah.
Whereas if you play a game while you do, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah, when you get the chance to come see us, we'll try a game. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Rumble, Ducky, it's only 1,000 kilometers. You can cover that in several hours driving. Days if you walk. And Tim says, yeah, I bought sculpted bases. They took forever to paint. Regretted it, but I kind of like them now. Yeah, I like them too.
Speaking about liking them too, I think you'll like them this one. Why are you using the pad instead of the...
Because it's quiet.
All right.
Despite hot weather here in Poland, that makes me unable to do anything. Yeah, I know. Australians and Africans are laughing at me now. Somehow I managed to finish the armature. The plan was to limit weathering mostly to lower and front parts, as they would be exposed to damaging factors like enemy fire, shrapnels, terrain, etc. the most. In spots where I wanted to make rust on the mech, I should have used darker tones because... Yeah?
Sorry. Keep going.
Because the usual ones have blended with Martian dust, which is technically a rust too, as Mars have its characteristic color thanks to iron oxide. Anyway, I had a few new ideas for the second in the queue for paint.
I think it looks really good.
Yes. Thinking I like that soda pop side.
You know what? I thought it looked like a soda pop as well. Yeah. I didn't want to say it.
It's an emergency soda pop for when you get thirsty and you need to go outside of the what is this thing called again?
An armature. An
armature. You need to go outside and do some repairs, and then you just got emergency soda pop.
Glub
glub glub glub glub.
But yeah, no. I like that he shows the other miniatures here to give a sense of scale to things.
Yeah.
Because I think without it, like, you'd be quite lost.
But he is so good with the glow.
Yes.
It just looks so
So
realistic. I'm not sure that
I feel as if we are pretty much glazing him, but I'm trying to take a look and see if there's anything which really needs fixing. Like,
well, my only critique would be maybe the dust goes up a little too high onto the thigh.
yeah, I'd agree with that. But the only thing is just because of how heavy these machines are, I can actually see that
going
because
up.
it just,
Boom.
and
maybe you shouldn't have done that.
what?
It'll go very loud on the mics.
Okay.
Anyhow, there's more things being said.
No, there's not.
Yeah, Ducky said Rumble. According to Google Maps, 17 hours, 55-minute drive.
No, you can. I'm not gonna finish that. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Okay.
Because I think when we did our trip to Warhammer Dad, I think it was about 1,000 kilometers, and
it's 7 hours short. Well, 8 hours short of that, but I don't think you made it if you were going.
No, because I went. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, let's not continue this.
I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
A plane, very fast. I'm sure.
Yes, it was a plane.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that they're looking great. I was looking to see if there's something where I'm like, all right, this is something where you need to do X or Y. But I think it's exactly what you set out to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It is hard to like everything's very well painted. Everything's very well thought out, carefully put together. I really don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let us move on.
I guess if he wanted, he could do some muzzle.
He's already done muzzle burn
on the top there. But
yeah,
like
yeah.
Maybe the other
so
two.
I don't think those other ones were meant to have
at that point, it's just like put more things for the sake of more things, and
yeah.
Right. Got just say text incoming. BRB. Progress update on my Kingdom Death model, along with some side-by-side shots of my kit bashing, as it's the week's topic. It's not much, just a weapon swap and 2 new hands, and maybe a little arm bending. The fully painted models were done a year or 2 ago. I ended up with duplicates, so I want to paint them up to be visually distinct, but still look like they are wearing armor made from the same monsters. I also want them holding different weapons, so I eventually end up with a male and female every armor type holding each.
Cool. But I do think that that's very good where, it's got, so you can see this model here, and you can see it here, so that you know...
Yeah, that there's a difference.
Yeah. And, I do think that that's very cool. Just, it's nothing too crazy. Just, helps you be able to see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, if he hadn't painted on those pants, I really would have forgotten that she's actually not wearing any pants.
Oh yeah, no, she's very, very little in this
Bottom
thing, because
wear.
I think that here is where the boots start. And
Yeah,
I think
it's
she just has a
boots.
G-string there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all that she's got.
And I think same thing here. She's got her belt and G-string, and then the boots down here.
It definitely breaks the immersion of
the dudes are just as naked as the girls in this.
I can understand it for the beginning of the story, but then as you go along and you're the whole idea is that you build resources and you grab things to make stuff, right? It's a very survivalist game. This type of outfit is not survivalist at all.
Yeah, no, but see, it's a very stylized game, right? It's a very anime-inspired game,
It breaks the...
Well, for you it does. Alright, so Ducky says that that's a very nice mech. Yes. Ducky and Co. always looking at the mechs. All right, you want to read out the next one?
Yeah. There we go. We got ND. I am in the right thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I spent some time this evening working on my young witch. This time with her hat, which is why the head looked weird last time, righto? And then I dropped her on my wet palette 3 times into some fluorescent pink. So I pivoted to something different while I try and get my hands to work properly, which is a steampunk-esque Tinkerbell. Very, very basic start, and I was going to slow to prevent another model and palette into. But at least I was painting.
You know, she has a very unfortunate face. She does look quite masculine.
I think once he does up a little bit of makeup,
because it's like
it doesn't look so fantastic. Okay, is there a way for us to search this particular? Let's see.
Perhaps, but it just sort of feels like it's like the Quagmire meme where it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then the guy turns around and he's like, "Oh God, no!" And then after that, he's like, "Hey, how? No, Quagmire, remember what's on the other side of that."
Well, I found the bear and the brush. No, maybe that's just a person.
Yeah, no.
Oh, we've got this one.
So I think that this little sort of techno sprite is a really cool concept piece, but there's a lot with it. But you know,
that's like a frick ton of detail.
Yeah, there is a lot of detail. But you know, there's one thing that I really like that Andy did. He shared his horror story. Because I think the problem that with all of this, right, is that often this is why we talk about, you know, taking those works in progress, right? Because, like, you can see the issue right here.
Yeah.
Right? But all over here he's been working up, he's been doing the things and so on and so forth, right?
Well, actually, maybe it might not be a bad idea for Andy to use this mistake as an excuse to do a little bit of OSL effect.
No, I wouldn't say that. But what I do want to say is this, right? What I do think it's very good for is I think it has really helped show that we're all human at times and we make these mistakes. And when you do that, I think it makes it so that you feel a bit more in touch with everyone else, because one of the problems is like, let's say, you know, you're looking at Tomas's work, right, who's just finished up that project, right? And let's say that he didn't show those whips that he shows as he goes through his whole process, right? Because Tomas shows up a great number of things, but he is obviously a very good painter. My point is, imagine you see all of that, and then you have that mistake with this, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just not made out to be a painter or something, I guess. You know? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you read something like this and you go, oh, okay, I'm human. They're human. Like, people make these mistakes. So I want to thank you a lot, Andy, for sharing that. And I look forward to seeing how you move past it, because I know that you can move past it. And this is a super interesting monologue. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a clash of concepts.
It is. Steampunk Tinkerbell.
Steampunk.
Well, actually, in terms of what Tinkerbell is a Tinker Fairy.
Oh yeah, I
That's
guess
her
you're
talent.
right.
Her
Yeah,
talent is to fix things, and this
I
is
guess you're
actually
right.
lore speaking would be a more exaggerated form of what she is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I didn't think about it that way.
yeah.
All right, so just want to remind you guys, we are still in the Discord. For now, there is 1, 2, 3 posts. That's it. That's it, folks.
Oh.
All right, so would you like to read out James's update? He's waited almost 2 hours for this.
Oh, has it been 2 hours?
Almost. All right.
Wanted to get my update in before the weekly review goes live. Making progress, not really much to say. Sorry.
I think that they're looking good. So I just want to ask, what paints you used with these guys. So I think
he's literally showed them.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Did he? Okay, mulberry. These
Mulberry. Yeah.
So I know that this is going to come as a surprise to no one, but there's a really good color for these guys called Galvalback Red. Okay?
Yeah, Galvalback Red.
And that's the way to go with it, and then go into some more rich purples. And I think that this is a good base. It's a good start. But with cloaks, what you really want to do is just desaturate your main color and just shade it in. And while it's still wet, we've shown this on one of our
weekly.
Yeah, where I did that. Was it a cape or something? It was something like that.
It was a cape.
And I showed how to do that. Wet blending is made for robes.
Yeah. Skin as well.
Skin?
Yeah.
Yeah. But skin, it's a little more difficult with because you're dealing with a much smaller surface area. Okay. All right, just nah.
Yeah.
Just nah.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? A cleaner version of Davith's place.
Oh, because he always has that same chunky black keyboard in the back.
But it looks good, man. It looks like a great start. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you do. But this is a good start, and don't worry about this being so. You can put that same color right there, over the top of it, and then mix in your black and so on into the shadows for that wet blending. So yeah, on the stream tomorrow, I think we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And Tramican says, I love how the denim fabric came out on the shorts.
We said that the last review as well. The denim shorts was really quite key with the young witch.
All right, so next up, we have Larray. Small updates.
Pigment, mud texture.
Running water.
Now you know the mech is not a vampire. Okay. Right. Not a lot today, but a few little things that added up over the last days. I think Gaskell's base is basically ready to be varnished unless there's some good suggestions or fixes I can't see. Main changes I've made since last time I added some UV resin for greater volume of water flow from the pipe at the base of the column. Not sure how visible it is from the pics. I have one more thing in mind for it, but I want to finish the big guy and maybe fix him on before doing it. The Reaper base had pigment added around the emergent skeleton with mud effect added after pigment fixer dried. I'd finished it off tonight with the last basing elements, but I'm beat. I added the water to the mech base a few nights ago and the mud texture around the ground too. Tonight I used some blue thinned about 4:1 with Dispel Magic Medium and a heavy drop of water and glazed the water surface to give it a hue. I need to add some more ground feathers, ground features. But it's close to done finally. Happy 4th.
Well, I think that like the rivers come in quite nicely for the mech, right? I like that. Um, I think if he just used it as sort of a way to get texture, I think that that's really good, right? I think that the only issue with it was before, like, if it was just if that was just used as water, I don't feel like it felt like water, but maybe those textures will sort of even out. But yeah.
Maybe it's because there's not much difference in the kind. Like you can see that it's glossy on the mud and it's
Yeah, maybe. I don't mind that. Um, yes, all right, we're gonna have to move on from that one. But yeah, so I will be interested to see what you do to show the flowing of the water because I feel like he made more of the water effect look more realistic, but I still don't know where the water's coming from. You know, like I understand it's coming from the pipe, but I can't see that.
the pipe. Yeah.
Yeah. But let us move on. And this is the final one. It's your chance to talk to us. Not that anybody would want any sort of. So, let us begin with the videos. So, Sonny, what did you think of this? Because no one's come on.
I think this one turned out really. I mean, as compared to our previous, this sort of turned out more the color that you like, the vibrant green.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, the client said don't make him look like the box art.
Yeah.
But keep going, please.
I think the face turned out really. The purple shadows really add to that sort of grimy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the purple shadowing. I think that that's done really well, but
I like the cracked skin as well.
In some areas more than others, but I do think one of the things that I thought was pretty well done, pretty well, was mixing the blood with the boils.
Yeah.
Because I think like when they're just sort of skin marks, they don't. I think having that red around it is just sort of similar to sort of like a black lining sort of thing. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not very pleased with.
Yeah, it hasn't come out the best, but that's all right. You know, like such is life. We'll try and take some more videos later.
Yeah, I guess you're.
We still have it.
We still have it.
And we've got a week with it. But
to take.
I'm pretty happy with how the
verdigris is quite nice. You know, with the way that you look at it here, right?
Yeah.
With how vibrant that looks, like in comparison to everything else, that blue catches your eye.
Yeah.
It almost looks like that's the magic.
Yeah.
Kind of coming from him and imbuing slowly to his tetanus sword dagger.
I also like the slight OSL with the green. I think that came out well.
Yeah, so let's see what's being said. Ducky said, that looks great, Cal. You and Sunny did a great job. Well, actually, this one was mostly you.
Yeah.
I did very little on this one.
I very much like... I wanted to turn this into a face, so I poured some resin in here and put some, like, poxes within there. And I just sort of had stuff oozing out of here, and I was very happy with how I made all of this sort of pus look. Like, I felt like it does look like a real proper wound. What did you think?
Yes.
Does it upset you? I'm sorry it upsets you. But yeah, I think that you did really well with trimming the hair so that it makes it look like armpit hair instead of just like
a trim of fur.
Yeah.
Nice and fluffy.
Like, I do think it's a bit over the top, but I mean, like, let's take a look at the rest of him. Like, where is it not over the top?
Yeah, you are constantly looking for things to add.
I also think that this is a great shot. Like, because it's got the one wisp of hair coming across the face as well.
Yeah.
You know? I think that looks very cool. But these, I think, were the tentacles I was most proud of. Those ones right there.
Yeah, I see it. Like, it's almost got like that.
Yeah. And, like, it's closer to skin than everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah. I thought that I did the intestines well. Because intestines are grey. They're not that purple colour that they make them.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was a great value contrast to everything else.
It does look very nice.
What did you think of this idea?
Oh yeah, I thought that part made it feel very sort of 80s West.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think that was a nice sort of oldies touch.
Well, I just felt like it's like if I did that without the stuff, I feel like it wouldn't have felt quite as magical as chaotic.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it looks very much that way.
Like, what I love is just from this angle, this looks all purple, but from another angle, it looks all green.
And then in some angles, you can see.
I like that you took the shot of the titty milk. How do you take the photos if you're so disgusted by him? Hey Marcelo, how are you doing? Yeah, like you can start to see the green on this angle.
I'm not actually upset with the gore that you did. I thought it was quite.
And then you can see like all the green here.
Yeah.
Like I think that's very cool. But
yeah, there you go.
Color shifting effects? Nope.
No, it's just
paint.
Just paint. So it's just airbrushed purple from the top and then airbrush green from the bottom, and it looks as if it's color shifting. It's not.
Yep. Well, guys, that's it from us. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us, and I want to say thank you for the support that you've given to Sunny during her sickness, and I hope that all of you have an absolutely fantastic weekend. And as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Marcelo is just like, no, I just got here.
Yeah, a little late. Okay. All right. Bye, people. Bye.